Think of a time when a drawing or painting spoke as loudly or louder than words. How does art help you express your own thoughts and feelings?
So I'm using a yellowy orange color to start, and I'm pressing super light on the page. Really light, and it's really sketchy. I've already started because I have an idea of what I want to draw, which will eventually form into a character from Just Because. I used to draw and doodle all the time, like so much that some of the kids in school called me Art Girl. And I know that's like ridiculous to be embarrassed by that, but I was, because I wanted to fit in with everyone else, but everyone else was good at sports or playing an instrument or something like that. I was just the kid who likes to draw cartoons, and I couldn't see how that made me special or unique or anything. But when I think about the name Art Girl when I'm now a grown-up, I almost hear like a superhero, like Art Girl, and my perspective changed. And so me drawing this artist as a superhero is kind of like me using my visual voice to convey how I felt. Think about what you see in yourself, or maybe it's something totally different, or something you want to tell a friend, but you don't know how to say what you're feeling. And here we have it, our Art Girl superhero.
When we work and play, our brains are busy learning and developing skills. It is important to balance our busy days with quiet time so we can refresh our energy.
Let's each make a scene that reminds us of the importance of being active and relaxing. You will need a recycled small cardboard box, colorful paper, washable markers, scissors, tape or glue, model magic, firm poster board, cardboard, or a large sheet of paper. Found objects, stones, twigs, cotton balls, fabric scraps.
Create. I'm going to create my quiet place in this box. Then we can draw busy activities that we enjoy around it.
I'm sketching where my busy experiences happen. A soccer field, a playground, and a grocery store.
I'm making a cozy couch where I can rest with a favorite book and pictures of nature that make me feel calm.
Present.
I like sharing ideas when I'm still working on a project to hear what others think. Can I present my work to you now, even though I'm not done yet?
Yes, that's a great idea. I'll look at your art carefully, tell you what I see and what I think it means. Respond. Wow, that looks so cozy. I love that you have a sign welcoming others to enter calmly. Did you use blue paper on the walls because it's a calming color?
Yes, I used calming, cool colors, purple, blue, and green. Did you notice the headphones? I like to listen to calm music and nature sounds.
That's awesome. Now look at my artwork and tell me what you see.
Connect. Wherever we are, we can enjoy calming experiences like reading a book, observing nature, and listening to soothing music.
Focusing on what helps you calm down is part of getting to know yourself better, so you can manage your pace in any place.
When I relax and breathe and think about all of the thoughts in my head, I like to visualize them. That's why I became an illustrator. So here I'm just going to draw a little bit of what it feels like in my head and how getting those out on the paper can make me feel a little bit better. So I'm going to start with a quick little wash of color. And we're not going to worry too much about details now. We're just going to do big washes of color to have fun. We'll make it look nice later on. Then you get to do the outlines. I like to start with things that I know. I know that this dinosaur is green. Now I don't have to think about this dinosaur that's in my head. But your head is going to be full of lots of different stuff. So I would expect that your drawings are going to look very different than my drawings. But that is the beauty of art. We're all different, but we can all do the same kind of things. I like red guitars, maybe you like blue guitars, I don't know. What's your favorite kind of candy? I like the blue ones with the like twisty bits and the polka dots. And one of the weirdest things from this book was singing donuts. I had never thought of that. But here we are, drawing singing donuts. We're just going to start outlining stuff to make sure we know where we're going to be, and then we get to add all the colors. Spiders. I'd never drawn spiders before. And then this is me down at the bottom with my teddy bear, just thinking and letting those thoughts flow out of my head onto the paper. Get those fears out of your brain, onto the paper, and then you don't have to worry about them anymore. So once you have the outline, then I'm going to start with the colored pencils and the crayons, and I'm just going to give it a bunch of texture and make it fun. And eventually, we'll have a nice finished drawing like this. And, well, finished is not always the thing. You can keep working on art forever.
I figured I would teach you how to make music notes so that if you want to draw your characters singing, you have a way to express that in a visual language. So the first kind of note I'm going to teach you is a quarter note. Now this is one of the most standard notes. If you're thinking about notes, you probably have seen this. Most notes start with a note head. So in this case, it's going to be a little oval. And of course, I'm using a nice dark Crayola blue here. You start with an oval. It's usually kind of slanted up to the right like that. And then on the right side, you're going to make a little stem there. So this is kind of your most basic note here, and you can go over it to add some thickness to the stem. And kind of the rule with notes a lot of the times is that they're always going to be slanted up and to the right. So right, you can see this oval's pointing up that way. And if I wanted to do the note upside down, which I can, I would still make that oval going the same way up and to the right. And this time I would put the stem on the left side. Now, eighth notes are kind of like quarter notes, but they're half as long. So these notes go a little faster. For every one quarter note, you get 2 eighth notes. And we're going to use, we'll use this nice little reddish color to complement his fancy little tie here. So an eighth note is going to start similarly to the quarter note. We've got our little note head. It's like that little oval. And we're going to make the same kind of stem going up from it. But what's going to make this special, I love doing these, is this little squiggly line that goes on it. And that suddenly makes this an eighth note. So that means that this note is half as long. And I like these. I use a lot of these in the book because even though the quarter note is cool, these look really pretty. Now, even though I'm showing you the ways to make these notes, we can still be really expressive with the way that we draw them. Because again, art and making illustrations on the page is telling a story, and we can express kind of the energy in a lot of different ways. So let's see, for her, I'll do a whole note. This is the longest note, and this is easy. If you were having trouble with those previous ones, this is going to be your easiest one because it's basically a circle. That's a whole note. That means she's holding that note out for a full measure. And sometimes to make it look like a little more than a circle, you'll put a line through it, and that just shows where it is on the staff. So that's also a note. So we can make these big notes showing that she's holding these long, long notes. And like we put that accidental before, we can put a little sharp on that one to show that it's a little different. We can put a flat there, and we can even make an accent on one, and that shows she's hitting it really strong.
Look, a for sale sign on the orchard.
I wonder who is interested in this land and how they plan to use it.
Let's imagine how different plans might come to life by creating art that shows what this area could look like in the future. You will need sketch paper to draw drafts, poster board or large paper, erasable colored pencils, oil pastels, poster markers, colors of the world markers.
Respond.
The realtor said there are 3 possible purchasers already interested in buying the orchard. An entrepreneur who wants to keep growing fruit and plans to add a pie and jam shop.
a building company that wants to create an eco-friendly housing complex, and the city, who responded to citizens' petitions requesting that the land be turned into a nature preserve.
Create. I'm drawing the new store, based on the entrepreneur's plans to add a roadside shop in the orchard.
I'm drawing a blueprint of the housing project, using math and design skills to show where roads, electric lines, and water pipes will be located.
Let's work together on ideas for the new nature preserve. I'm super excited about this option.
Present.
Showing our art at the City Council land use meeting might help decision makers see what this land could look like in the future.
Many citizens have come to the meeting to voice their points of view. Changing land use from farming to housing requires City Council approval.
Connect. Hearing the comments at the City Council meeting gave me new ideas for how the land could be used. I liked the university's idea of teaching agriculture classes on experimental farming there.
I got inspired to visualize it as a community park with play equipment that could be accessible to everyone.
No one knows what changes the future will bring. When we picture possibilities, it helps us become future ready.
Sometimes when I make abstractions, I like to think about opposites so that I have things to compare while I draw. I think I'm going to do two abstractions that are opposites, but they're both about me. Opposite ways that I can feel. I'm creating a frame for my two drawings, my two opposite abstractions. When you make two drawings together, and they belong together, it's called a diptych, which is kind of a fun word to say. So we're gonna make a diptych. And the diptych is gonna be about how I, Mo Willems, feel sometimes. I'm gonna make one of these mellow and calm. I'm gonna pull out some mellow and calm colors in mellow and calm pencil. Just gonna rub them like this and make my mellowness. I choose these colors because they remind me of how I feel when I'm mellow. Soft blue, kind of like water or the sky. Sometimes I like to look at the sky and think about all the things that are in the sky and beyond the sky. I like to think about clouds. Look, I'm layering all different types of blues, and it creates a different feeling, right? Maybe I'll add another color. What's another mellow color? Oh, yeah, brown can be mellow. I'll put that on the bottom or on the top. I haven't decided what's top and bottom yet. Oh, and this is kind of like a grayish thing. This is the abstraction of what it feels like when Mo feels a little wild. It feels red and orangey, just a little bit crazy, wacky colors. I like to scream and jump up and down and dance and make squiggles and dark lines and sometimes hold it with my other hand, right? And then I like to use different techniques. Maybe I have some markers. Oh yeah, that's fun. And maybe, oh, this is like a wacky brush pen. I'll brush around there. It doesn't really matter what I'm doing. It matters what I'm feeling. And I am feeling excited about this drawing. Oh, you know, now on top, you do different textures. Because texture is also something. There are shapes, there are colors, and there's texture, and all of that together creates a feeling. Oh yeah. And now these colors are so wild, they don't even have to go together, right? I don't even have to match. The ways I can feel calm,